I have been selling this book, Zanazli and Wan Chun Hong's Guide to Indie Filmmaking, which is published by MPH, for a while now. It's a really good book if you want to be a filmmaker, whether it's for YouTube, social media, TV, film, cinema, whatever. This is the book to get. I'm going to make it more accessible and more affordable to all of you because I believe that everybody needs to become a filmmaker. The more filmmakers we have in the world, I think this world will be a better place to live in. Now it's available as an electronic book download on my website. I'm going to link it here. It's really cheap, it's really affordable. It's only 5 ringgit if you want to get the ebook version. Okay, 5 ringgit. It doesn't really cost much, right? It's just a little bit of something for me. I mean, it did take a lot of work to write. Each chapter of this book talks about one part of the filmmaking process. And for each chapter as well, I interview a local filmmaker. It's only 5 ringgit. It's only 5 ringgit. You're watching and filming the Fat Bidin Film Club, and I'm assuming I'm Zan Azli.
And I'm Yeoh.
Since we're back, oh, we've been back already lah.
Yeah.
To the cinemas.
And we're watching another local
as
film.
usual,
It's not
we
really
watch a local film.
It's
Yeah.
got a local person in it that we like to claim.
But we've missed so many local films, actual local films.
Yeah, we will.
And then we start by watching a Hollywood
We will catch
film.
up on those also.
Yeah, so we're watching this movie
We're
lah.
watching everything, everywhere, all at once.
Yeah, because it has Michelle Yeoh, right?
Yes.
But like I said lah, has there ever been a Michelle Yeoh movie that is actually good?
Well, let's find out. Let's say.
Okay, we just watched Everything, Everybody, Everywhere.
All at once.
Yeah, and
Okay.
the film was like that.
It was everything, everywhere, all at once.
That sucked. But okay, what's the movie about?
Okay, so the movie is about... Shit, what's the name?
So anyway, it's not a Malaysian movie. It's an American one. She just stars in it. Michelle Yeoh stars in it. But in our loose criteria, even a Malaysian star in it also jalan lah.
Hey, you guys reviewed
Yeah, I
Ghost
know.
in the Shell.
That's what I
so,
said.
You know,
yeah, which is what I said.
it passes.
Yeah. But yeah, okay.
And we must all claim Michelle Yeoh as our own, even though she
Even though
hasn't
she's-
lived here for like yongs. But never mind. It's a Malaysian film because Michelle Yeoh is in it. Okay? So, it stars Michelle Yeoh as a very overwhelmed Chinese immigrant mother who moved to the US and opened a laundromat with her husband, and whose father, who didn't approve and has never approved of her or has never been approving of her, now stays with her, and it's going to be Chinese New Year, so she's trying to plan this party. But then they go to the tax office because there's a problem, and they see Jamie Lee Curtis, who's their tax officer, and she needs to justify why some expenses are work expenses. And then things become a little bit weird, and basically it's a multiverse thing. There are many multiverses, and the multiverse is in danger because there is this Jojo Chewbacca, this entity, creature, whatever, that's sort of threatening all the multiverses lah. Okay? And Michelle Yeoh is apparently the key to stopping this. That's basically the film. Yeah, I don't know how else to explain it. That's the film. Okay. You clearly have thoughts. So
Yeah.
why don't you tell me
My
what you
thought
think?
is that I hated the film. I slept because I wanted to on purpose, and I woke up because I wanted to on purpose, and the entire part where I slept didn't play anything in my understanding. Didn't affect my understanding of the film, right? I thought it was a film. It was like a film student that wanted to make a pretentious intellectual film, but had a little bit more money, so could make like a long feature film starring Michelle Yeoh.
And short round.
So
the
so
Vietnamese
yeah,
guy.
so I'm going with all the things that I hated about the film, right? The title. What more could you ask from a pretentious film student making a film from making a student a film student making a student film, and having a title like that, right? You want to choose surrealism to represent symbols of life growing up. Oh, wow, multiverse. Go into the janitor's closet. The world changes and it takes you out of the real level. What the young people say, IRL, you know, in real life. Take them out of in real life, so you're in this, so you can escape, you know. It's about relationships in the family. You could tell that story in 3 minutes. They did it in the first 1.5 minutes and the last 1.5 minutes, and everything in between was just unnecessary film student stuff. Stupid, pretentious film, right? I don't know. The only good thing about the film is, hey, Indy! Oh God, Indy! Get in the car, Indy! Get in the car! We're going off, Indy! Yeah! And, oh my God, guys! Guys! We found the rich stuff! We found the rich stuff! Like, where you guys? The only good thing about the film was we got to see Data from the Goonies!
No, I don't want this one, Mom. You change for me, Mom.
Ask 姐姐 ask 大家姐
Mom, you change for
ask 大家姐
me.
please go ask 大家姐 okay.
Yeah, so, yeah, and I got more things to say about the film, right? It's, I just want to harp on what I don't like. The same thing, but I just want to say I was damn annoyed by the film. It's a waste of
I
time.
don't want this one, yeah.
Ask 大家姐
I
lah.
don't want.
You have to ask 大家姐 mom is working. Okay? Ask 大家姐
Pay for me, Mom.
please hold. Athena!
I just want to continue harping on the same things that I said just now because I just don't feel satisfied enough
Okay.
to shit on this film.
It's okay.
It's such a bad film. It has a story that it wants to say, but like I said, it could have been told in 3 minutes. Everything in between was no point. I didn't find it funny. I didn't find it interesting. I didn't find it smart. These are things that have been done over and over again, usually by pretentious film students studying film. Look, Michelle Yeoh, to me as a performer, I think she's good. I wanted to say good, but I changed it to good, right? Because look, yeah, she acts in all these big blockbuster Hollywood movies and all that, which is an achievement. Proud of her. Yes, yay, Malaysia, right? Malaysia boleh, tapi lambat sikit. So that's great. I'm very proud of her. I promise you, I am proud of her. But come on, what has she been in that has been really like, yeah? Hidden Dragon, Crouching Tiger? It was okay. James Bond? Come,
Crazy Rich
James
Asians.
Bond.
Crazy Rich Asian.
Come on, we all shit on Crazy Rich Asians, right? We shit on it so much. You shat on it
I did
for
shit on it.
yeah.
I did not like it at
Right?
all.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, people think it's great.
I don't care about people. It's our review show, right? So yeah. Look, proud of her. She's doing great. She's like UNDP ambassador and everything. Okay, right? But she's okay as a mainstream, voila, you know. So stay in the mainstream lah. I don't know. But another thing that I wanted to also talk about is that I think I'm getting a little bit tired of this Asian perspective or Asian representation in movies and TV shows. They're harping on, yeah, we've got representation, but now all I'm seeing is the representation only of North American Chinese, North American Asians, right? It's always those from Canada, like Turning Red. It's always those from San Francisco, Jeremy Lin. It's always those from New York. You know what I mean? Yeah. Maybe Houston. You know, Yao Ming. So this is the mainstream Hollywood representation, lah. Right? I know that there are movies coming out from Asia with the right representation and all that, but it's not going to get the same level of attention as a Hollywood movie.
You gotta point them out.
The what? Okay,
I don't know.
you can't. So maybe don't have lah. Right. Yeah, like remember that Raya and the Last Dragon? You mishmash all of Southeast Asian culture into one bland bubur lambuk that you can't even tell. Wait, is this Cambodian? No, wait, Laotian? No, wait, Vietnamese, Malaysian, Javanese, Balinese? What? Don't know. But yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I love the film. I love the film. I love the film because I did not expect to love the film because it was supposed to be this like woke sci-fi whatever, right? And I remember watching things like Interstellar and that other one, the one with Marion Cotillard and Leo DiCaprio, that was also like quite big. What's it called? I don't know, but it's basically the one where you like intercept a dream into a dream into a dream.
Intercept.
No, what's it called?
I don't know, the one that he spins the
Ah,
dice.
he spins the thing.
Yeah.
And then, okay, that one. But you all know which one I'm talking about.
I didn't like that
She also
one
got
either.
to love it. Anyway, I expected it to be a film like that. Super complicated, super difficult. I wouldn't be able to understand it. And that was what I went into the film expecting, right? From the trailer and from what people have said. But then, like you said, at the core of this film was actually a story about family and relationships. And now I understand where you're coming from with the North American representation. I get it. But in both instances of Turning Red, which we're not really reviewing, but we'll just talk about in relation to this, and also this Everything Everywhere All at Once, I really, really enjoy the fact, as a person who is both an Asian parent and an Asian daughter, I really, really enjoy the fact that these generational trauma relationships are being addressed or being put in the mainstream. I get what you mean by saying that, but it's still not a full representation of me because I'm not North American or whatever, and it's not a full Asian representation because other Asian countries might not be able to relate to it. But I still feel like we have to start somewhere. We always talk about this, right? We have to start somewhere. And these stories about generational trauma, especially for females, because it's so unspoken lah. It's so unspoken. Every time we want to talk about Asian women in film before this lah, we always look to the trope of girls are not wanted, number one. Girls are not wanted and they're always married off, or they're always sexually abused, or they're always sold or made into concubines, and then they always end up killing themselves, or they treat their children like dirt because they're not sons or whatever. And that was the trope for the longest time. But now we're actually looking at the core relationships between mothers and daughters and the disparity between the two, and why the mothers also become like that. Because most of the time we villainize the mothers. The mothers are women who have suffered this fate, but we never look at them as humans. We look at them as bad mother-in-laws or bad mothers who don't want their daughters, mothers who are too poor, whatever. But this time, in this film, it looks at what the damage done to the mother eventually happens to the child. Because we always say, as mothers, we don't want this for our children. We don't want to treat our children this way. But that is inevitably what happens. We pass on the trauma. And as in the instance of Everything Everywhere All at Once, it was difficult for her to pass on that trauma because her daughter is American. She wasn't raised in that context where she's supposed to just take it, which, yes, is a trope that we've seen a lot recently also. But it's also something that is, again, not talked about. Our parents work so hard to give us everything that they never had, but also expect us to treat them the way they treat their parents. With unconditional, undying respect and unquestioning lah. The unquestioning thing, I think, is the big thing. You're not really allowed to have opinions of your own, but at the same time they give you all the resources to form opinions. So what is that? So looking at that and looking at this narrative, not in a cartoon of a red panda, I really enjoyed it. And I really enjoyed the fact that, yes, they could have told this story in 3 minutes, but they took it and they put a different spin to it. I felt like it was a real visual representation of how complicated generational trauma is, especially for Michelle Yeoh. And the biggest thing that really hit me about the film was the fact that she said, Data said to her, one of the universe's Data said to her, you are the reason, you're going to be the one that saves us all because you're so bad at everything. Because you didn't achieve anything in your life and you made all these choices, which basically is just you giving up on all your potential. As an Asian parent, I think that's the core belief, sacrifice. You sacrifice things for your family, sacrifice things for your children. Michelle Yeoh, in the film, sacrificing her dreams for her family, for her relationship or whatever. And it really shows the kind of impact that has in the end. I thought that was really, really big lah, and it had a lot of layered substance for a pretentious woke show, which really built to a really good story for me. So that's why I really loved it. I thought it was very fresh. It was a really fresh take on the way that you can direct the plot. It was a really fresh take on how you can tell an Asian story. It was a really fresh take on the issue that they were tackling, and they had a really good cast to do it. So I enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. I didn't expect to enjoy it, but I did. It was somewhat a little bit long, but it was still very enjoyable. And I have to say that the end really gave me like a lot of feelings.
Yeah, the last 1.5 minutes.
Yeah, so it gave me a lot of feelings. But I was okay to go on the ride also in between.
No, I have no problems with the message. I have no problems with the issue. It's a good story. Like I said, family values, right? Family relationships. Just the way it was told. It was just so... it's not a woke film. I don't think it has any wokeness in it. That's not one of the negative aspects of the film. Right? I don't think it's woke as fuck, because a lot of people have tackled this issue before. Never in the mainstream, of course. But I've seen so many films from when I first started making films until now, like 30 years, right? This has to be the most pretentious one. They're trying to act so smart. The filmmaker was trying to act so smart, putting in surrealism lah, putting in symbolism lah, which didn't need to be there. Or if he wanted, also maybe done in a better way lah. Again, in my opinion lah, So.
So maybe that's it lah. Maybe it just needed for you to be done better lah.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
It's not so much that it was done surrealistically, because if that's the case, then we always say, oh, it's always the same trope, always the same film. It was good, I think, that they took a fresh take on it, but yeah, maybe also they needed to do it slightly differently.
It was done to me, done badly. I've seen films like this done by my first year film students. They want to become like this. They want to make a film that looks like this, that means so much, that, so abstract yet is so meaningful and symbolic. Fuck off lah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I've got no problem with the storyline. The storyline's okay, right? Yeah, it's a universal, forever will be okay one kind of theme. It's just that it was done so, just pretentious and trying to be smart lah. And then another thing that has gotten me... Now, I'm not invalidating what you think. Great. I can feel that you relate to the issue, right? I don't, because, I don't know, maybe it's different lah. But what is extra annoying to me is all the people that I know on my social media timeline who are pretentious are saying this film is great. And they're giving those pretentious reasons that they always do, say that this.
So why are these people on your timeline?
They're not. So a lot of these people, I silence it, or I don't even interact with them, so it doesn't appear. But this film suddenly got so much trend in Malaysia that these people who are commenting on it, who have already sunken down into obscurity in my timeline, suddenly starts coming out. Yeah. Damn it.
You should call them.
Yeah.
From your
Coming soon. Yeah.
Anyway, so as you can see, it goes either way. You either love it or you hate it. So, Will you tell people to go watch this film?
No.
Yes.
No. Do
Please,
not go and watch this film.
Please go watch this film because it's a really good film.
Well, you know what would be ironic? If it makes the least money in the Malaysian region. That would
Okay,
send such a
so
message.
It won't because it's got Michelle Yeoh in it. We will literally watch Michelle Yeoh wash dishes for 2 hours.
Yeah, but we were in the cinema. It was only a quarter filled.
But at a weird time.
It was a Sunday.
At a weird cinema.
It was a Sunday.
I don't know. Anyway,
At KLCC.
watch the film or don't watch the film and then let us know which side of the divide
Oh no, it was at Subang Parade.
you're on.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think if you've seen it. Do you also like it like me, or do you also hate it like Zan, or do you
Do you want to
actually
be culled from our social media, my social media platform?
do you actually feel like actually it's not really significant enough for us to be
It's okay.
on the
Actually, to think about it, the film is not significant enough for us to discuss. It's kind of like the Will Smith Chris Rock slap, right? Why the hell is anybody discussing
we're
it?
talking about it.
I'm talking about nothing to do with the slap. Suka hati diorang lah want to fight or whatever. But why are people giving so much attention to it? Why is it? Why? Why is people discussing it on social media like it's some big issue? The same people I'm going to cull from my social media. It's actually the same people, you know? The same people who are giving praise to this Michelle Yeoh film are the same people who have so much opinions about the slap that Will Smith did to Chris Rock. Oh my god, people do that. Not even significant enough. It's not important enough for us to even talk about lah. So leave
He's
it lah.
going through a hard time. His favorite drummer just died.
No, he's not my favorite.
Oh, he's not his favorite drummer, sorry. Anyway, he died.
Meg White
Having
is
a
my
hard
favorite drummer. Meg White. Meg White.
Okay, so
Boom, boom. That's or maybe the ever ready bunny, Energizer monkey, bunny. That's my favorite drummer. Okay, the ones that die just die lah. Fuck off.
So let us know what you think. Like this video, don't like this video. Pray for Zan. Follow us on all our social media platforms at Bidin, or go to fatbidin.com to get everything you've been watching and listening and raging to the Bidin Film Club. I'm assuming I'm Cheryl. It was the one.
Fuck off.